Hello, everyone. Thank you all for being here this evening. And congratulations to our award winners. I am Dr. Marcia Turner, the Dean of Students here at Hodges, and pleased to welcome all of our student leaders and our guests, along with Dr. Brock, Dr. Spezio, and other deans and faculty members who you will meet throughout the evening as they come up and present the individual awards. So, without any further ado, let's get the program officially started. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would please welcome to the stage our beloved president, Dr. Brock, who will lead the way this evening with the presentation of the President's Award for 2014. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. The President's Award recognizes a student who represents the highest principles of Hodges University and has demonstrated prominent leadership, scholarship, and institutional service while also maintaining at least a 3.5 GPA. This year's recipient is Mr. Edmund Saliga, right? Yay! Ed began his studies here at Hodges University in the fall term of 2011 and obtained his associate degree in April 2014 in computer information technology. He now is in the pursuit of his bachelor's degree while continuing to work over 40 hours a week, remaining committed to his family and maintaining an impressive grade point average. In addition to pursuing a bachelor's degree, Ed is involved in many activities on campus. He is the president of the Fisher School of Technology Society. This position not only requires leadership ability, but also an aptitude to motivate and foster camaraderie amongst club members. It is evident that Ed has earned the respect of the club members and fellow classmates. Ed is also a member of the Student Senate, to which he regularly contributes his ideas and energy. He has participated in our Habitat for Humanity Day events for the past 3 consecutive terms, as well as the Edison Festival of Lights Parade, Walk Now for Autism, Constitutional Day, and is president of each Spirit Day. Ed regularly represents Hodges University and the Fisher School of Technology in the community through technology fairs and speaking with high school students. He's a very busy guy. In her nomination of Edmund for this award, Ms. Judy Fox, our Student Development Coordinator, said that there has never been a time when I asked Ed to volunteer for an activity or assist student development that he did not eagerly do so. He has continued to live up to my first impression of him, which was that he is a skilled leader who does not have to demand the others to do things. They simply want to cooperate and come together under his direction. He has contributed greatly to Hodges University in his time here, and I believe he is the perfect candidate for the 2014 Hodges University President's Award. Edmund, Hodges University is proud to have you as a student, proud of your accomplishments in the community, and a full-time parent and employee pursuing higher education, and is pleased to be honoring you with the 2014 President's Award. Edmund, please.
Thank you, Dr. Brock. That's a really fantastic introduction. Covered a lot of things that I wanted to say. But I'd also like to make a note to Dr. Turner there, who had said about the Posner and the leadership points. In my first course here at Hodges, I had to write an essay on leadership. And I went back in my files on my computer and I found that essay and I'm like, wow, what a difference. What a difference today, how I feel with respect to how I felt on that first kind of shaky semester here. And it feels really good to get this award. And I'm almost at a loss for words, and I prepared a bunch of different things that I wanted to say. Like you said, They really should. We'll change numbers after. But what I would like to say is that everyone that I've worked with in Student Senate is just as deserving, or if not more deserving, of this award, because the people that I've worked with are just incredible people that I look up to. And I was so surprised when I got the email from Dr. Turner, and I said, "Who, me?" So thank you, Dr. Brock, Dr. Turner, Professor Pear. Gave me a little bit of courage to come up here a couple semesters ago. Professor Lanham, Dr. Ball, you've all given me a lot of guidance in my time here, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Gail Williams, Chief Diversity Officer here at Hodges University, and it's with great pleasure that I present the Excellence in Diversity Award. The timing is perfect because it is Native American and Alaska Native Heritage Month, and our recipient is a member of the Navajo tribe. But to introduce her, and out of respect for this month and for her culture, I would like to introduce her in their style. The family name is very important to the Navajo people. They respect the parents and the grandparents. So when they meet someone new, they give all of this information. If for no other reason, to make sure if they're single and it's someone new, they're not interested in their cousins, because that isn't allowed. So in the custom of the Navajo, I would like to introduce our recipient. Sharonia Garcia is Salt, born for, indicating her father, the Sleeping Rock clan. Her maternal grandparents are Salt, her mother's people, and Mescalero of the Apache clan, her mother's father. Sleeping Rock, her father's mother, and the Bitterwater clan, her father's father. Sharona is the oldest of 5 children who grew up on the Romaha, a very small, undeveloped Navajo reservation in Pine Hill, New Mexico. Sharona attended the Pine Hill Elementary School up until the 4th grade, when her mother strategically moved her family to Cumado, New Mexico, because she believed that they would receive a better education in that community. Now, to understand what happened here, let me tell you a little more about the culture. Even though people think otherwise, in the Native American culture, the women have a leadership position in the home. They make the decisions, and they are very concerned about their children's education. And her mother realized that they wouldn't get that education in Pine Hill, so they made that move. Sharona completed her elementary and high school education there and graduated in 2007. And the unique thing about the location where they moved was that she was exposed to a very diverse mix of people. In addition to the better education she received, academically, she learned more about other cultures, because the community that they moved to, Cumado, was centrally located, and people had to travel by bus. The kids were transported by bus to this community, so it was people from all over. So way back then, the foundation was laid for her about diversity, inclusion, and the importance of cultural competence. Sharona is a first-generation college student and will be the first in her family to obtain a bachelor's degree. Her goal is to graduate in 2016 and continue with the master's program. As a first-generation student, the transition into college has been a challenging one for Sharonia. She stated to me that she had to walk into a new territory and pave the way for her siblings, much like it was leaving Pine Hill and going to the other community. But she was very blessed and privileged because in selecting higher education, she chose Hodges University. That transition was easy because she found the culture here to be warm and inviting. She loved the diversity and the different students that she connected with and that growth about learning about others. Because what she understands is diversity just is. We are diverse. And inclusion is creating that environment where everyone can engage to their fullest extent. And that's what she found here at Hodges University. Sharona's mother, Madeline, that very wise woman, and her father, Tony, and her siblings continue to support her academic achievements. But most importantly, Sharona's husband. He appreciates the value of the education of his wife, the woman in the family. And he quote, and I quote Sharona, he said, he has made my education a priority in our life. And I think it's just fantastic. He understands that for his family to grow and be strong, he must support his wife because their family will succeed. Just as in this country, for America to succeed, women must receive. And education is one of the tools that will get us there. Sharona is an active member of the Ambassador Club, a member of the Georgetown School of Business, and a member of the Hodges University's chapter of the IMA. Sharona understands that reaching out to the community, giving back from the things she has learned and showing empathy and understanding other people is very important. And that's one of the main reasons why she is being given this award. Sharona also volunteers for the Office of Diversity in support of our Diversity Committee and other community outreach events. When I asked Sharona what was her plans for the future, she stated, I will use my business training and community outreach experience to help my reservation fund infrastructure such as roads, pipes for running water, and street lights. I would like to be a board member of the Ramaha Navajo chapter and contribute to the overall goals of the tribe. So you see, she hasn't forgotten her roots. She's been blessed to learn so much and have a very diverse mix of experience. And she's going back to that little town in Pine Hill and share with her the things that she had learned. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Sharonia Garcia, born for Soul of the Sleeping Rock.
Good evening. I would like to thank God for the blessings and opportunities. Thanks to Gail and the Hodges University Diversity Committee for selecting me for this award. I would also like to thank my family who could not be here tonight. Without their support and love, I would not be here. I would also like to thank my extended family, Ms. Riva, Debbie, Gail, and Professor Ahern. You are all truly a blessing in my life. Thank you. I define diversity as being different. A diverse person is a unique character that knows who they are and is proud of it. Inclusion is to be included. As a student at Hodges University, I have always felt included and never turned away because of who I am and where I come from. Inclusion and diversity go hand in hand. The unity of these individuals can create change. To create positive change is invaluable. One of my proudest moments of being me was when I had mastered the months of the year and the 8 colors in Navajo. When my family and I would visit my grandmother, I would recite January to December to her. I'd point to the colors on her dress and name them in her tongue to assure her that the Navajo language would not die, and to see the pride on her face gave me abundant joy. It is because of her perseverance, strength, and love that I have the courage to be proud of who I am and where I come from. I would like to dedicate this award to my grandmother and sister by clan, Benita Nazlehaspa Garcia. Ahiat, thank you.
I really shouldn't touch this, should I? All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Turner. I'm the Director of Public Relations and Alumni Affairs for Hodges University. It's my extreme honor to present the award for the Hodges University Alumna of the Year. I'd first like to thank our Dean of Students, Dr. Marcia Turner, no relation, for her assistance in identifying a candidate for this award who truly exemplifies all that we look for in a recipient. An Alumna of the Year should display distinguished professional achievement. It's also important that this person show leadership in their chosen field. Excellence, to be sure, is another attribute. But most importantly, the recipient of this award should be someone who selflessly serves his or her community. Because at Hodges, we graduate some fine individuals, and they go out in the community, and they represent our institution. So why is that important? Basically, because it's the right thing to do. This year's Alumna of the Year is Kim Gade. She graduated from Hodges in 2005 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Management. What she has done with her degree is truly impressive. Originally from the great state of Michigan, go Blue. Had to stick that in there. Kim started working for Lee Memorial Health System in 1986. Another one of our alumna right here in front of us. Thank you for coming, Nancy. Over her 28 years, she held a number of positions. Currently, she is a practice manager for Lee Physician Group. Kim grew up in a military family. Many members of her family have faithfully served our country. And with growing up in that environment, Kim too sought to enlist. She visited with a recruiter and waited for the phone call to be invited to enlist. But because of a mix-up, and those of you remember the old phone systems and those dreaded party lines, she didn't get that call. And she did not even find out that she got that call till many years later. Sadly, of course, she missed that call because she would have served without question. No matter, though, Kim's passion for our military would continue unabated. Kim went on to marry her husband, Dave. They've been married for 32 years. They've raised 2 sons. David Jr. is a U.S. Army veteran, and Zach, who's here today, he currently is attending FSW, and he's a member of the Florida National Guard. Oh, and by the way, she became a grandmother for the first time last week. Very nice. Her professional career has been highlighted by several awards, both for her and for her employer, Lee Memorial. She has received the Lee Memorial Board of Directors Doc Coggins Commitment to Excellence Award, and most recently, the President's Award for Management. Kim also received a Certificate of Appreciation from the American Red Cross of Lee County in recognition of her outstanding service to the Armed Forces. She has assisted in helping Lee Memorial receive a 3-star Above and Beyond Award for employee support of the Guard and Reserve in 2005, and a 5-star award in 2008. Since 2003, Kim has been the coordinator for the Lee Memorial Health System Military Support Group, a program that helps pay for care packages sent overseas to local men and women who are in the armed forces. It also pays for an emergency fund for those to help the soldiers' families here at home if they're ever facing a hardship that happens while their loved ones are serving overseas. Kim has served as the coordinator of the annual Lee Memorial Military Appreciation Day. Are you starting to see a pattern develop here? Basically, because of all of the work that we here at Hodges do for our veterans, we could not be more impressed with Kim and the work that she's doing for our military. Many of her co-workers describe Kim as someone who has a get-it-done personality, something that has served Kim well in both her professional and her personal life. When I spoke to Kim recently about receiving this award, she was shocked. I think you were driving, weren't you? I'm sorry about that. I hate when people call me and I'm on the phone.
I'm like, who is that?
I was impressed by her comment. She said, when I told her, I told her I knew a lot about her past and her story and all of her commitment to our military. And I said, why? Just simple question. And why do so many things for the military? Her answer was quick and simple, because it's the right thing to do. Kim, on behalf of our namesakes, Thelma and the late Earl Hodges, university leadership, staff, faculty, students, and fellow alumni, we are very proud of you and all that you've accomplished. We're presenting you the award as the Hodges University 2014 Alumna of the Year because it's the right thing to do. Please come and accept your prize.
I probably really don't need it because I'm a cheerleader too from the class of 1979 and they can hear me at the back of the church. I just want to say thank you so very much for this honor. I was truly in shock when I got the phone call from Mr. Turner saying that I was the winner. My time here at Hodges, when I came, it was International College, and then it was changed over to Hodges. And I had the pleasure, my whole tour of Hodges, of having Dr. Wyatt as my instructor. Phenomenal lady. I learned tons from her, and she would give us the project and let us run with it. I want to also thank my family, especially my mom. If it wasn't for her, making sure that my kids got fed and making sure that things got done so that I could go to school full-time, work full-time, and still have the mission of the military program, I would not have been able to graduate. So when you see my class ring, it's blue for a reason. It was always because of my mom. That was her birthstone. So we are going strong. We've been 11 years with the military support program. We thought 1 year and we would be done. We're at 57,000 pounds of care packages just for our local troops, local as in Lee, Collier, and Charlotte County. And we're over 1,000 of those local troops that have had multiple deployments. And this is our time of year right now that we celebrate our veterans as they're returning home. Many have come back to this community. We help them however we may. If they're looking for a job, resume building, business close, however we may help them, we're here to help them. So thank you again, Hodges and Mr. Turner. Thank you for that phone call. Thank you so very much.
Good evening. My name is Beth Bailey, and I am the chair of both the Department of Criminal Justice and the Department of Legal Studies. And I have the distinct honor tonight of introducing the winner of the Alpha Phi Sigma Criminal Justice Award of Distinction. Anne Marie Tom and her family moved to Fort Myers just a few years ago. They have raised two wonderful boys, one of whom is with her here tonight. She works full-time. She comes to class every single meeting. She is a wonderful student, and she says that Hodges University fits her needs perfectly. And I am delighted that we do, because she fits our classes perfectly also. On the personal side, when I've had Ann in several classes so far, And it never fails that when I ask that question, where everybody in class immediately looks at the ceiling or looks over at the floor, I always know I can swing over and look at Anne Marie, and she will pipe in. Whether she is certain or not, she'll still fling something out there that we can keep the conversation going. And she will have no idea how much teachers, such as myself and many of you, really appreciate that extra effort on her part. Anne Marie, please come up.
Speaking in front of a group of people, it's not my strong suit, so I'm going to be really short. First, I would definitely like to thank everyone here at Hodges for this opportunity. My peers, the faculty, it's definitely a heartfelt, it's truly heartfelt for me. I've stopped school and started several times, but I've always had that somewhere in the back of my mind that I need to finish. For me, this is a labor of love. It really is. And coming here to Hodges has been the best experience ever. And I can't say it enough. So I definitely have to say thank you to everyone.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jeff Jones. I'm an adjunct professor here. I'm also the advisor for the Legal Society. And tonight, I'd like to present this award to Simon Musler. He is, I have a few things to say, so this is directed at you, Mr. Simon. Please enjoy this. This is your send-off, by the way. What can I tell you? You asked for a lecture, no less. I'm reading verbatim. Lecture primarily focuses on life lessons and some advice, something inspirational. Well, first off, the word lecture means to me a long speech. I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm a college professor, and I can't really inspire that much anymore. I'm just here to help teach people to learn, and I learn myself. I can't even inspire some of the guys or girls in the last row of my class to close their laptops. Keep it short, I asked one of my students, what should I say? Well, he said, get everybody to stand up, thank the Alumni Association, thank your great deans, your great colleagues, join hands, and sing Kumbaya. There's no point in laying a bunch of cliches and platitudes towards you. I'm just telling you that, Simon, this is your destiny. It's sort of a stepping stone, if you will, as you present this award, or glad to present this award to you, as you move on with your educational career. He is finishing up his bachelor's, and he is going to join us with the master's program. I had lots of internal truths back in my day when I was here at Hodges. I was also a graduate at International College. You couldn't shut me up. But now I'm not sure about things. As I've grown older, I've grown less certain, more tentative. Truth is harder to find. I have more questions than I have answers. The other day I told a colleague, I think I'm getting dumber every day. This speech is going to be short because I don't have that much internal truth. Simon, you should be schooled exceedingly well at Hodges University. And by education, I do mean the no-nonsense of the school of hard knocks. As you know, the real world is out there. When Simon presents me with papers, I do not let him handwrite them anymore. For us professors that have had him before, we know what his handwriting is like. You cannot read it, so we present him with a typewriter and or a computer. I have a couple things I'd like to express for you as you move on. Simon, please support the arts. Okay? First, if you want to realize it, I suggest you support the arts. It scares me when I go out to a play or a concert and walk through a museum and see so many old people like myself, and nobody like you with your children. Support the arts. Next, Simon, travel. And speaking of travel, I suggest you realize your life through travel. When I suggest travel, even a cruise, I'm not talking about a trip to the beach, I mean really travel. No single activity has broadened my perceptions and deepened my understanding of myself and my role more than traveling has. And when you travel, act like a student. Act like a student with the world's cultures, with an open mind, and not like a visitor at a zoo. Simon, volunteer. As you move forward, realizing life with you every day, every minute by volunteering. Go to school and volunteer a tutor or a kid. Go to the public library, join a group of volunteers, read to children. While you're there, ask for the opportunities to teach adults. Work with the homeless shelter, and I'm not talking about just once on Thanksgiving. Simon, develop a passion, please. And you're moving forward, you'll realize that when you become passionate about something, my passion is teaching. I was a former law enforcement officer, I did retire, and now my passion is teaching. Now I probably made a mistake there because it may not very be a good idea to have your job as a passion, but at least what some people say, but nonetheless, teaching is my passion. It's filled my days and nights and my heart. Simon, when you move on, acknowledge a greater power than yourself. I've got one more activity that helps me. I realize life within it. The most important activity actually is acknowledging somebody bigger. Call that power whatever you want, God, Jehovah, Allah, Asmarada, or nothing at all. Appreciate the atmosphere of freedom in which you were schooled, Hodges University. Though I may have not thought about too much, a real hero of this evening, is not sitting or standing here, but is all around us. Of course, it's the university. Now I'm talking about Hodges University and their faculty. They come and go, but what I'm talking about is university as an institution. It's almost a sacred idea. And in closing, the finest definition of education that I have encountered did not appear in an education book. In fact, most of them are kind of boring. I found a better definition as a teacher, nor better definition as education, nor better reason to teach a course, nor a better way to realize life, to instruct in realities. Recognizing that the necessity will entail the examination of the nitty-gritty and the downright unpleasant. Sometimes we have to teach that. At the same time, suggesting dreams, the possibility of hope and change, remembering always that our education is our grandest of enterprises. And it's what we know after all, it's what we know after we have all forgotten the facts. So congratulations, Simon. Job well done. Education has recognized you for this award, and the student body, staff, and your own sense of pride. Well deserved. See you in class.
First of all, I would like to thank the faculty and staff for choosing me for this award. But at the same time, I think the award should go more towards my family for having to put up with me for the last year and a half or so while I've been president, and choosing the speakers that we're going to have, writing the minutes up, and dealing with my attitude a lot. On with that, they've also had to put up with me during my studies as well as trying to do all of it together. Legal society to me hasn't been that heavy of a job for me. I've got into it thanks to my supervisor, Jeff Mosier, who's not here tonight, because I wanted to be on the student senate. So he puts me on a different group to get me on the group I want to be on. Last year, I wasn't even aware of any of this award stuff until Molly so nicely nominated me for another one, which is when I learned about this. So this year I get another one from Legal Society. I've been through 3 advisors in the last year in Legal Society. I started out with Dr. Wiles, who I appreciate him. I appreciate him starting the Legal Society and all the work that he put into it. But then it came that I was advised that maybe I needed to have another Legal Society advisor. I talked to a few professors. I talked to Jeff Jones, and I talked to Dr. Schneerbusch. Dr. Schneerbusch said that she would take it on. Well, that was great, and then before the end of the semester, she had moved on. So again, I was back to I needed a legal society advisor. So as much as I have tried to get membership for the legal society, I've been working both the bottom side getting members, but the top side trying to keep an advisor. That in itself has, you know, the advisors, I appreciate the advisors. I appreciate the members that I've had. When I started with Legal Society, we had Legal Society here at Hodges in Fort Myers. I kept questioning about Hodges in Naples. I got told we don't have any members there. In the year that I've been president, we have now got members in Fort Myers, and I do have an advisor now, this is Jeff Jones. And we also have membership that has been showing up, joined us in Naples as well this semester. So we have moved up to having members on both campuses. Again, I'm very happy for that. At the same time, when I started here at Hodges, I had asked about criminal justice organization. Everybody kept leading me to Legal Society. I kept telling them I wasn't here to be a lawyer or legal secretary or any of that. I was for criminal justice. But I kept getting told legal. So, you know, finally, like I said, thank you to Jeff Mosier, he could put me in legal. There was not a whole lot of choice. I just got put there. At the same time I got placed there, I got nominated as president, and the rest of my officers never showed up again. This made the job even more harder because I'm supposed to have a secretary that does minutes. I'm supposed to have a vice president to help me with the burdens. They're not there. Exactly. Now, get it done. With that in mind, I got it done. And what I was getting at originally with the criminal justice, when I took over, I wanted representation from Legal Society, you know, for the legal students here at Hodges, as well as I wanted representation from criminal justice students at Hodges on the Legal Society. I have accomplished that with, we do have members of criminal justice and legal, and I have the chair, which has also been a professor of mine. So it's more of a group effort that has gotten this done. It's not just me. It's my family, it's the staff here at Hodges, and its friends. Thank you.
If I stand behind here, it's going to look like John the Baptist with his head on a platter. Speaking of criminal justice, not too long ago, I walked up to a man who was a prison guard. He was 6'4", no, 6'9", sorry. And true story. And I just looked up at him. I was amazed. And I said, "Do you play basketball?" Seemed logical. But he looked down at me and he said, "No, do you play miniature golf?" No, I do not. My name is Kelly Boucher. I'm the vice chair of the Applied Psychology program at Hodges University. I'm thrilled to be here. Dr. John Maxwell says, by the way, he was the author of Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, and he said that everything rises and falls on leadership. So I'd like to first thank Student Development, Ian Turner, Molly, Judy, Jeff, everybody behind the scenes. Well done. Really. Now I am here to acknowledge our Student Leader of the Year for Applied Psychology. Her name is Willette Lewis. She's right back there. She's holding her grandbaby. And you'll come up shortly. But Willette, one thing that I've learned from you is you never quit. She has never stopped one single term. She works full-time. She's a mom full-time, looks like a grandmother full-time. And that is true of a lot of our students. In fact, most. She works at the Alternative Learning Center, is that true? Yeah. As a librarian. I just love that. Now, here's one of the ways that she exemplified leadership even in her job. They used their library as a timeout room. Good job. In fact, there was another quote I heard that said, readers are leaders. I think that was Charles Spurgeon. So let's have a timeout room. But anyway, so the principal comes to Willette, and he says, I need somebody that will help change this room into a library again. And he chose Willette to do that. So today she's a librarian there, and children are reading again. Okay, now back to Willette. Her daughter is here, her son-in-law, and her grandchildren. That's awesome. I don't know how many of you have ever attended an awards banquet without your family there, but it is very tough. It really is. Sometimes it might be because they can't arrive. Sometimes it's just because they don't care. Her family cares. And is it Sharonia? Sharonia? Your family sounds wonderful.
And we're her family.
Yes, you are. So anyway, it is wonderful to see all of the families here. Finally, she is a member of the Applied Psychology Program, her club. She stepped up to leadership after we lost our president, not to death. And then she was an acting secretary. Then she stepped up to president. And let me tell you, that's a little bit intimidating, but you're doing famously. And I'm so grateful for that as the advisor of the club. And wow, this is nice. And then, finally, I forgot my last point. Just come up here. She's authentic, and she makes applied psychology students look normal. Let's just say it. Okay.
You want to hold it?
I love her. I really do. She has made my journey here so enjoyable. As you guys can all see, she cracks you up. So, with that, good evening, faculty, fellow students, and my beautiful family. It's such an honor to be here tonight accepting this award. This award justifies my hard work, dedication, and achievements for which I have been striving towards these past 2 years at Hodges University. When I began my journey here at Hodges and I attended a new student orientation, I was very apprehensive and nervous. I was very afraid of the what ifs. What if I'm unable to adjust to going back to school after not being in school for 20 years? I remember Dr. Turner speaking to us about the statistics of completing and obtaining our degrees, for which we were all there attending Hodges for. When Dr. Turner spoke to us about those statistics, it sparked something in me that I hadn't felt in myself in a long time, which was determination and the will to achieve. It was then at that very moment that I realized that I didn't want to be on that side of the statistics, of those that wouldn't complete their journey, but I would be that person who did complete their journey of furthering their education. So I thank you. I would like to share a brief quote. I found it somewhere, I just don't know where, but it goes like this. Life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right and forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes you, let it. Nobody said that it would be easy. They just promised that it would be worth it. No truer words have been written that have inspired me. than these words. I try to remember these words every day. For there was a time in my life that I didn't believe that I could emotionally make it through a day, or believe in myself, or believe that any opportunities existed for me. And I was better off leaving my life as it was, for I was too afraid of the what ifs. The what ifs, that was what I used to say, because not knowing the unknown frightened me. Then one day, my son was getting ready to go off to college at the United States Naval Academy. Proud mama speaking. He said to me, "Mama," that's what he called me, "what are you going to do when I go away? Will you be all right?" For he was always worried about me, as if he was my father. I said to him, "I don't know, Marcus. Maybe I will go back to college," I said to him. I always wanted a degree in psychology. He said to me, "Mama, just do it." And he said, "Just do it." I was always, what I was afraid of was, I didn't tell him how afraid I was at that moment of the future. For my life has always been revolved around raising my children and getting them to be good, moral, ethical people with the will and the drive to be the best in whatever they chose to do or be in life. So why wasn't I listening to my own words of wisdom? So as I sent my son off to school and trusted in him to make the right life decision, it made me ponder my life decisions, my regrets, and my what ifs. This conversation with my son started me on my path to where I am today. I am truly glad that I was able to face my what ifs and my fears, for if I hadn't decided to take the first step to attend Hodges University, I would still be wondering, what if? And I do want to give a special thanks to Ms. Kelly Boucher, my professor. With her guidance and understanding, it has made achieving my goal here at Hodges University attainable and enjoyable. So thank you. And thanks for everyone for listening. And thank you, Dr. Turner, because you inspired me also. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tracy Lanham. I'm the program chair for the CIT programs here at Hodges University. I'm also the advisor for the Fisher School of Technology Society. Our society has been through a lot of changes over the years through leadership and different activities that we've gotten involved in the community and on campus. These past couple of semesters, I've got to say, it has been a true pleasure to be the advisor for the society because of Ed Saliga. Sorry. He is very dedicated to bringing new opportunities to our students and to the members of the community. He leads the society with great enthusiasm and just seems to have a draw to the students here on campus to get them involved and get them engaged in activities that they otherwise wouldn't have the opportunity to do. He focuses on the inclusion of everyone that wants to be involved, and that's very, very important in our society. He basically is a driving factor in the increased participation of our students, both on campus and in our community. So at this time, since you've already heard a lot about Ed, because he is a great, great student, I'd like to welcome Ed up to the stage to accept his award.
There are stereotypes that can be said about technology people, that we tend to be introverts or shy or antisocial. And I find those statements to be half-truths. Because what I find is that technology people tend to put up walls and put up barriers, and they're more likely to need to be in their comfort zone. And increasing the participation in the Technology Society required me to help people feel comfortable, get into their comfort zone, and drop their barriers. And it's a hard thing for technology people. We got a lot of names we get called, and there's a lot to overcome there. So getting people to be involved in the Technology Society and put themselves out there and put on a smiling face and be part of the community, that is not the bullpen for technology people. So Professor Lanham wants to give me a lot of credit. I'm telling you, this woman is just an amazing resource for community events and just energy. And I can tell you, I'm sure you all know in the summer semesters when it's very low population here, leadership within the societies, you are finding yourself thinking, am I doing it wrong? Where are all the people? And, you know, Professor Lanham recharged me a number of times over the summer. So I can't thank you enough for pushing me into this, frankly, because this society, as you mentioned, has a tendency to boom and bust with positive leadership and membership and just getting involvement. And it's really, I've seen it since my second semester, and I find that one person who preceded me, Tammy, maybe some of you remember, Tammy Rose, was able to get that energy, get people to go to the meetings and be involved, and she was like head cheerleader. And it brought me in because she said, Ed, why don't you be the treasurer? I need somebody to help me out and just run the books. And I'm like, okay, I don't have to talk to anybody, just run the books, no problem. Spreadsheets, that's my ballpark, you know? Okay, and then shortly after that, we had a change in leadership. We had so many people who wanted to be involved in the society that we actually had a legitimate election. And, you know, something happened, and the society started kind of dragging. And shortly after that, I guess 6, 8 months after that, Professor Lanham had said to me, look, and it was Kevin, right? Kevin got a job and he's not here anymore. We need you to step up. And I said, okay, I'll step up, I'll do it. Who else is involved? Nobody. Okay. And I pushed forward. And I'll be frank, my greatest accomplishment, in my own feeling, my greatest accomplishment as the president of the Technology Society has been to recruit and begin to groom new leaders who are going to take over and make it so that I'm not so busy and give me a helping hand in running the society. I just really want to mostly thank my wife for putting up with me and giving me free run of the Saturdays, and secondly, my daughter for always making sure the coffee's set in the morning so when I get home I just can crash. With that, thank you everybody. Thank you for hearing me and listening to me, and thank you, Professor Lanham. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I'm Dr. Nancy Goins, and I think I'm the dean of the School of Business here. I just am in awe tonight, so if I seem a little bit off, it's because I have enjoyed listening to everybody's stories so much tonight. Each and every one of our students and our faculty who have presented are real leaders, and I think that this is such a testament to Hodges University to honor the accomplishments of so many, not only principal, but wonderful people who come through the doors of Hodges and grace us with their knowledge and their learning. But I do have to make a comment about Simon Musler. it was such an interesting speech that he gave, but I think there's something about him, if you knew, that it would bring all of this into context for you. Among many things that Simon does, and by the way, he's coming into the Master of Science in Management, so that's how I know some of these things. He's a farrier. He puts shoes on horses, so he works with the back end of horses quite a bit. So that explains that. But anyway, I'm here tonight to award the Johnson School of Business Leadership Award to Stephanie Eller. The definition of leadership has been given here tonight. And although I agree with that leadership, and Kouzes and Posner are seminal in the field of leadership, there's another definition too. And I think a leader is anybody who can get people to move towards the goal efficiently and effectively while enjoying doing it. And it's kind of like a position of influence. And if you think about that, anybody who can be married, have children, have that child get through college. And by the way, when I talk about Stephanie, her son graduated 1 year before she did with her master's degree. Hold a full-time job, have a ton of outside activities, and manage to make it through the day every day is a leader. And I think that's a good definition for Stephanie. I've known Stephanie for a number of years. She's an alumna. Latin. And she did both her undergraduate degree in management and her master's degree in management here. And we got to know Stephanie over the years. And we've watched Stephanie grow from a clerk in the sheriff's office up through the ranks. I believe the correct title is field officer sergeant now. And do so many other outside activities along with her family that it's just rewarding to know that there are still people who can do everything that we have to do in our day-to-day life, but consider others. Stephanie is involved in politics. She's involved in helping women learn self-defense techniques. I just can't even list all of the organizations that she's associated with. And she is truly someone who represents Hodges University as a graduate, as a student, as a friend of the university, who will honor us and her association with us forever. Stephanie, please come accept your award.
Well, it's been a few years. I also graduated in 2005, the same year that Kim did, with my master's program, the very first master's program that they had on the wheel. And Dr. Wyatt made it easy. She was wonderful. You were right. I just kept wanting to come back. And when I was done, it was like, what do I do now? Well, basically, I put it into practice. And I've been with the sheriff's office now for 14 years. I've got a few more years there. But this year, I actually had a new interest, and I followed, y'all may not realize what a special lady we have right here in the front. Nancy McGovern just won the election, and she's one that sits on the board now with Lee Memorial Health Systems, which is very important to all of us. And I've been following you around for the last few months at all of the different campaign events, because I really didn't know that much about politics, but I did know that there was something wrong with our country, and that good people needed to step up. And like I said, I've got a few more years with the sheriff's office, but one of these days I am going to step up and you'll see my name on a billboard somewhere. But it's the confidence that I developed here at Hodges that really made me the person that I am now, the person I am at the sheriff's office. And the reality is when we put that uniform on, people automatically see us as a leader. And we have a heck of a responsibility to the citizens of Lee County. But one of the things that really helped me, especially as a patrol sergeant, is the fact that I studied the human resource portion of the degree. And I learned that I needed to treat people with dignity and respect so that I could motivate them. And not that I didn't do it, it's just that I got to see all of the different methods that could be used. And sometimes you get an employee that just isn't that great to work with. But I learned how to work with them, and I'm glad to say that I've had all of the employees that have been under me have enjoyed me as a supervisor and have been sorry to see me go when I've moved to different areas within the agency. But I do love being a law enforcement officer. I do love serving. Right now I'm doing it with the sheriff's office, but people like Nancy have inspired me to step outside of my comfort zone, and one day, like I said, you're going to see my name on a billboard. And, and like I said, I owe it to the leadership programs that I was involved here, the confidence that they gave me, and just the way that I feel about myself because of the things that we did here at Hodges. And I'm so glad. And one of the things that I want to mention also is I know several of us are older, we're not young, that are receiving these awards. And I actually have a screensaver that says, it's George Eliot, a lot of you might recognize her name. It's never too late to be what you might have been. And Hodges helped me to achieve that. So thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Patrick Callan. I'm an assistant professor of accounting here at Hodges University. I'm also a graduate. I graduated in 2008. And I'm stepping in for Professor Karen McKenzie. And I'm here to present the Outstanding Business Club Member Award. And this evening it goes to Marina Zupin. And I've had the opportunity to meet Zupin, Marina this evening, and a wonderful family. Michael, her daughter Alessandra, and her wonderful sister Jasmine. So we've been sharing her experience with the Business Club and comparing notes a little bit as students and former students at Hodges University. I know the Business Club does a lot of things. I know other Business Club members, for example, Sharonia Garcia was a student of mine for a couple of terms, and I know what they do. They provide leadership for the students. They have speakers in. They do a lot of community service. And it's a very wonderful role that Marina has stepped into as the new president. I think she's been president for the last term or so. Before that, she was very active and very worthy of this award as a mother, as a full-time employee at a local dental practice, and here as a student at Hodges. So I'm very pleased to present Marina with the Outstanding Member Business Club Award.
Thank you, Mr. Fallon. I learned from Dr. Wyan that in business we go to the point, so I'll be short. I'd like to thank the Johnson School of Business for this recognition, Dr. Wyan and Dr. McKenzie, who has been a great support since I started at Hodges. Special thanks to Professor Ahern. With care and dedication, she planted that seed of leadership and pushed until they got it. I can think of many students who are great candidates for this award, and as we witnessed here today, Hodges is the foundation for future leaders. I also like to thank the board of the Business Club, Sharona. Without you, I don't think I could have done this.
thank you for your support and your unconditional help. I cannot leave this podium without thanking my family, my husband and my daughter, who have been with me through all this long journey. Thank you again. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Molly Grubbs, and I am the advisor to the Fort Myers Ambassadors. I am also the Career Development Coordinator here at Hodges. And tonight I am excited to recognize Monica. She has a couple last names. she'll probably share those with you. But I want to recognize her tonight as the outstanding member for the HU Ambassadors. Monica assumed the role of chair for our club. It's been about a year ago when we had somebody step down, and she just hit the ground running, stepped into the role. She continues to engage our members with volunteer activities. We're getting ready to do the Edison Estates holiday nights. We're also going to collect gifts for the Children's Network of Southwest Florida. Not only are we focused on the volunteering, Monica is heavily focused on growing the numbers in our club, actively doing student visits to classrooms to try to get our numbers up, and I'm excited to share that on Thursday we actually had our largest attended meeting of this term, so she's doing an excellent job. It's really not a surprise because Monica is extremely organized. She's got creative ideas, and she is great at motivating her peers. A team player, natural leader, Monica is able to work well with a diverse group of individuals and thrive. We've got several ambassadors in here tonight, and Monica is actually the leader of all those great individuals, and everyone in our club is a leader, but Monica is the star tonight for us. I also want to say she's tactful, she's professional, she's just got a great way of approaching life, whether it's in her personal relationships, in her studies, or in academics. She is, she's finishing her degree in digital media and communications. She's just a delight to be around, and I can't wait to see what your future holds. I know it'll be bright, and we're just proud that you're an ambassador for Hodges. So thank you, Monica, for your energy and enthusiasm, and come up and accept this award.
Thank you, Molly, for that wonderful introduction. Making the decision to move here to Fort Myers was extremely difficult. It was difficult because it meant letting go of one dream to pursue another. It meant taking several steps back for a chance to take a huge leap forward. It meant letting go of what was in order to clearly see what could be. It was a very painful transition, but I knew it was the only way I could give myself a chance at a brighter future. So I did it. I loaded up a U-Haul and left Miami Beach for this beautiful oasis we call Fort Myers. My goal in moving here was to go back to school. I didn't know where and I didn't know for what. I just knew I wanted to do it. I called several different schools in the area, and each call ended up in disappointment. Then one day, a guy on the bus said, "Hey, you should check out this school by my house." That school was Hodges University. I picked up the phone, dialed the number, and my call was answered by the voice of an angel, otherwise known as Christine Barrows. Thank you, Christine, for helping me set a goal and starting me off in the right direction. Christine's enthusiasm and honesty was unmatched by anyone else I had talked to, and as they say, the rest is history. My time here at Hodges University has been nothing short of amazing so far. The staff from admissions to our Dean of Students, Dr. Marcia Turner, is incredible. The professors are superior, and what sets them apart is that they genuinely care about the success of their students. Professor Lanham, Professor Pear, thank you. I love everyone here so much. I spent a year campaigning, pestering, and annoying everyone I could think of until, just to shut me up, they gave me a job in student development. True story. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve as the chair of the Ambassadors Club, and I can hardly believe I'm here to accept an award for doing something I love so much. With that in mind, it is only fitting that I thank my advisor for the Ambassadors Club and my personal mentor, Molly Grubbs. Molly has been instrumental in helping me develop my leadership skills and always steering me in the right direction and keeping me from driving off a cliff. Molly has never once told me she was too busy to listen to me, help me, guide me on my way. Molly, you are a source of constant inspiration. I can't see you. And for that and many more things, I thank you. I love to tell people that I work for the Dean of Students at Hodges University, mainly because I think it makes me sound so cool. The truth is, it's an honor to work for Dr. Marcia Turner. When I first started coming here, I was amazed at how friendly and accessible she is. I expected the dean would be one of those urban legends, something you always hear about but never actually see for yourself. I was pleasantly surprised to see that my perceptions of who she might be were completely wrong. On the contrary, Dr. Turner is kind and sincere. She always manages to be in 10 different places at once and always manages to give her full attention to anyone and everyone who needs it. Like the professors, she genuinely cares about the success of the students. Thank you, Dr. Turner, for always being there to encourage me and support me. There are many more people I need to thank, but in the interest of time, I have just a few more. I want to thank April Brown for keeping me from having a complete nervous breakdown during this process. I want to thank Jeff Mosier and Judy Fox for managing to somehow manage me without her having complete nervous breakdowns themselves. I want to thank all of my coworkers in student development and all the friends I've made here at Hodges for giving me something to look forward to besides homework. I want to say a special thank you to the person who is primarily responsible for helping me realize that I should be doing this for a living. Professor Andrea Fortin, thank you for helping me to realize my true calling. She's not here tonight, but you guys can let her know I said that. And there's one person that I need to thank above all others for getting me to this exact spot where I am standing at this exact point in time. And that is my mother, Sandra Saltzman. Without her constant sacrifice, love, and support, I would never have made it here. She makes sure I eat. She encourages me to sleep, which is the most difficult thing, and always reminds me to breathe. Doing these things may sound simple, but when my eyes are on fire and my head is spinning from mountains of homework that's due all at once, I'm not exactly the easiest person to reason with. Thank you, Mama. I love you. Thank you, everyone.
I'm going to follow with that. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Judy Fox, and I'm the advisor for the Naples Ambassadors. I'm also the Student Development Coordinator here at Hodges. And it's my honor to present this award to Lydia. The best part of my job is getting to spend time with the students and to know the students. And for the past year and a half, I've had the privilege of getting to know Lydia. I realized shortly after meeting her that she epitomizes what it means to be a Hodges ambassador. Lydia is the ideal candidate because of her dedication to volunteerism and her commitment to our club. In the 1.5 years that I've known Lydia, she's only missed one ambassador's meeting, and we have meetings every other week. She has volunteered to help with the Naples Career Fair. She has helped with every single orientation and spirit day. She's wrapped Christmas presents at the Guadalupe Center last year at Christmas time. She pounded nails for 6 hours straight at a Habitat for Humanity event, and I'm sure if you ask her, she will show you the scars from her blisters. She volunteered at graduation, walked in the American Cancer Society Breast Cancer Walk, and impressed all of us with her mad artistic skills when creating posters and drawing on collection boxes for the club. All of this would be extremely impressive for anyone, but Lydia isn't just anyone. Lydia's husband was killed in 2005 while serving our country in Iraq. Lydia is the single mother of 4 beautiful children who are the light of her life. Everything she does is for Dylan, Deshawn, Dasha, and Mikhail. She moved to the Naples area so her children could live in the best environment. She's getting her degree so that her family is financially stable. She gets excellent grades to show her children that education is important. She volunteers so she can teach her children the importance of community service. I'm honored to have Lydia as a Naples ambassador and to have taken this journey with her. Ladies and gentlemen, Lydia Babin.
Not really good in standing, and she already got me. I'm originally from Belize, Central America. I met my husband in my country where he was actually stationed down there, and we fell in love the first day. Then we moved here to the United States in Louisiana. He loved being in the Army. I supported him, and in 2005, he passed away. I'm sorry. It's been 10 years, but it still feels like it's yesterday. I'm proud to be carrying his name because he died doing what he loved, serving our country. I moved here to Naples 3 years ago because I wanted to start fresh, I just needed to move with my children. And I would like to thank my kids for their help and support. I know it's hard. Sometimes I don't have dinner in time, or I don't get to be there some nights, but I'm doing this for them, for understanding my decision in coming back to school and how important it is to me. I also want to thank Julie, Dr. Turner, for always being there for me when I need to talk. I thank God for putting you in my life, because I think if it wasn't for you two, I wouldn't make it. I'm really honored to receive this award. I love what I do. I don't do it to get anything in return. I just love helping people. Coming to Hodges has been the best decision I've made in the past year and a half. Hodges and the Ambassador Club has become my second family. The support I have received has been countless. Everything I do here at Hodges, and I hope that I represent you in the future proudly. I want to dedicate this award to my husband for being my guide, and he will always be in my life. Thank you.
Talk about a tough act to follow. I forgot to put tissues under here. Congratulations, Lydia. I am now here to present, thank you, my not husband. It's so great to be around here and getting to be a part of the community and the life that our students experience. And a couple of times, Joe and I work on a lot of events together, and students will make this look at our name tags and like, oh, you're related, you're married. And so Joe taught me this great line, yes, happily, to other people. So, thank you, my not husband. Yeah. The next award we have to present is that for the American Legion Post 397. And as you may have heard over the course of time, because we're very proud of this fact, today I get the privilege of presenting an award designated for the outstanding member of the first American Legion post solely dedicated to an individual university in the entire country. Hodges University's American Legion Post 397. It's been a unique and rewarding relationship we've entered into, but of course it comes with its fair share of challenges, primarily because there is no one else doing what we do. For that reason, we rely heavily on the leadership of the officers of the post, and we sure are blessed to have Albert Ziegler on our side. Easy is his name around our world. I met Easy back at orientation. He and his wife both were in attendance, sitting in the crowd, smiling back at me as I shared my information. And anyone who knows Easy will tell you that same thing. That smile never leaves his face. It's infectious, and it always is welcomed in student developments. We are here to talk about Easy's achievements as a leader and now the commander of the American Legion Post at Hodges. I can honestly say, and no offense to any of our past and current leaders, I have never seen a student work harder and be more committed to a group than Easy is to this Legion Post. It's quite amazing and very admirable to observe. Given the uniqueness of this organization and its relationship with the university, the amount of work involved to establish and maintain the policies set forth by the Legion and the university can be a challenge, to say the least. Easy has done all of this and continues to do all of this without breaking a stride, and continues to do, and I couldn't be more proud of the work he's done for this group. His commitment and initiative to create the model for what the new Legion will look like for years to come is even more impressive when you hear why he's doing it. Not for him, not for now, but for all those to follow. Jeff Moser, the former advisor and student development coordinator for the American Legion Post, described Easy as a big picture guy. And it was a pleasure to work with this student as he shared the same perspective and vision for the Post. An organization is only as good as the leaders we have and their plan of sustainability when they leave. That has always been his focus from day one, and through all the various trials and tribulations he faces, he never loses sight of that overall purpose. We are lucky to have him, and it's an absolute honor to present the 2014 American Legion Post 397 Outstanding Award to Mr. Elbert Easy Ziegler.
Wow, that's very nice. Professor, that was so good. Thank you for that. Good evening, everyone. I'm greatly humbled and honored to receive the 2014 Hodges University American Legion Post number 397 Student Leader Award. It is indeed a pleasure to be recognized as a leader. I am grateful for the opportunity to be our post commander and honored to work with my veteran comrades. My Hodges University experience has taught me some life lessons to take risks, experiment, and treat mistakes as learning opportunities. However, I did not take this journey alone. Numerous people have supported me along the way. Fortunately, I'm privileged to have caring professors, mentors, and friends. In fact, some are here today. Their guidance, encouragement, and mentoring have helped make me the person I am now. I'm grateful for their support. They convinced me that I was capable of this achievement and opened doors that I did not know existed. I'm also blessed with an amazing wife, a supportive family, and dependable friends. Here is a quote I often refer to. When having a rough day, place your hand over your heart. You feel that? That's called purpose. You're alive for a reason. Don't give up. In conclusion, I just want to say again how grateful I am to receive this Student Leader Award. Thank you.
Wasn't that perfect? I gave out the last award and I get to say the closing remarks. I again want to thank you all for being here this evening and sharing in the honors of our student leaders and the opportunities that they have had here at Hodges University.